Today, we're going to discuss tips for properly framing your educational video. As you can see here, it's pretty obvious that poor framing can really spoil live video. When you do live video, it's important to handle the camera steadily and smoothly, and to frame the subject appropriately. Don't be too close, too far away, or have the subject out of frame. When that happens, it really detracts from the content of the video. But what about desktop capture? Well, there are important considerations here as well. First, don't have your desktop capture area cluttered with irrelevant items. Having a bunch of junk in the background is very distracting to the viewer. This also goes for your desktop picture or wallpaper. There's no need to have a busy or distracting image on your desktop. Consider switching to a more neutral background. The next thing to consider is, what area of the desktop should you capture? Perhaps you've watched my previous tutorial and you're already prepared to capture at the recommended 1280 by 720 resolution. Now, if you're like me, you might have a large 24-inch monitor that is 1920 pixels wide or even larger, so it often doesn't make sense to capture the entire desktop for your video. The only problem with capturing a specified desktop area is that it is possible to lose track of that capture area during your video. And anything not in the capture area is going to get cut off. So consider the following tips for better desktop capture consistency and framing of your video. Here's a really simple tip. Consider creating a desktop wallpaper for your computer that has a properly sized frame built into it. So I'll just change that here on my screen. I used a graphics program like Photoshop to create this. Now, I have a very clear 1280 by 720 pixel capture area on my screen for use for making my videos. Not only does this keep me from straying out of the capture area, but it allows me to more easily organize a capture when using multiple items. For example, I might be doing a science video that shows a graph, a digital display, and a webcam video of the experiment all at the same time. Another great solution is to create an Adobe Photoshop document of your exact capture size. This can serve as a background or an actual container for all the action in the video. It's very easy to control layer visibility in Photoshop, so you can use that feature to control how items appear in your educational video. Now, in many video captures, you often see contents that are far too small because the creator hasn't thought about framing. By having a set framed area to work with, it's easier to organize the contents to fill the frame. You want to use all the area possible to maximize the visual impact of your video. Now, what about dealing with websites? Here's a great tip. Use the website resizemybrowser.com. There, you can enter the precise pixel size of the browser window you want to capture, and you can even save presets so you don't have to enter them again. So just click to resize your browser, and you can start demonstrating your website with the perfect screen size for your video. The last tip is to simply be consistent. If you have a video with certain screen dimensions and you plan on mixing in other media, just make sure it has all the same resolution. That way, it will all fit your frame nicely and your video is going to come out looking great.